Welcome to episode 55 of the Isla Paradiso bunch. Craig, Meryl and Muriel have travelled to Egypt. Craig and Muriel seem to recover very quickly from having travelled. Meryl didn't travel last time, and the rest of the household who did travel have still got 2 days to wait before they can travel again. So that's why we've only got the 3 of them in Egypt right now. They've returned to the base camp and found an awful mess. Craig is watching a snake. We might get someone, Muriel's there with him too. We might get someone to catch that later. The sink's still broken. Muriel's going to try to fix that. Last time, before they went home, I got both Judy and Craig to try to fix it. And although it made all the sounds of having been fixed, it was still broken. It just wouldn't get repaired. Now, I'm going to send Craig over to the adventure board to look for an adventure and also get the mail. And he's got an adventure which happens to be the beginning of another adventure chain. It is In Search of Love. In need of romantic advice and assistance in proving a historical rumour for my friend. We will pay well for a well-rounded applicant. Adventurous Casanovas only to apply. Speak to Ahmed Diab if interested. Objective: apply for job with Ahmed Diab to earn some visa points. Now, before he goes off on his adventure, Craig is going to try to clean up the bathroom and repair the broken sink, toilet and shower, as is Muriel in the ladies' bathroom. The thing that worries me about having the broken showers is, in the previous episode, Sims was self-combusting. And if there's no one around to extinguish them, they rely on the shower. And if the shower happens to be broken, we could end up with some dead Sims. I wouldn't be happy if that were to happen. So Craig's off, and Meryl is going to look for an adventure on the board. I know Craig's still there cleaning up. Muriel's got an adventure from previously where she has to find some beetles that she's got to find. And so we'll have her out looking for beetles. As you can see, I got Craig a new umbrella. It's unbreakable now. He's gone and applied for the job. And he's got a new adventure to follow along. A few words with a friend. Thanks for responding to my request. I need you to speak with my friend, Salah Kamel, about her desire to prove her ridiculous theory about her ancestor and Hatshepsut. Ask him to explain, and I'm sure she'll talk your ear off with her nonsense. Objective: ask about Hatshepsut with Salah Kamel to earn some visa points. There he is, going to Salah Kamel. It's reporting in there. And she sends him off on another little adventure. Woo them with jewels. Yes, I do need some help about proving that one of my ancestors was a consort to Queen Hatshepsut. I'm running down a lead and will need your help soon. I have a good idea about helping Ahmed Diab though. Call it a Salah Kamel special. Jewels are the key to a lover's heart, yes? To make the jewellery, I will need 2 pieces of alabaster. Bring the gems to me and you will be paid for your troubles. This should help poor Ahmed with romance. Objective: find 2 pieces of alabaster and deliver them to Salah Kamel to earn some money. So while he's doing that, Muriel is going to be looking for beetles, and I'm pretty sure we don't find beetles anywhere in Egypt on this trip, so she's out of luck. So I'll probably get her to do a few other things. In the meantime, I've sent Meryl to the adventure board now that the site is cleaned up, and she can look for an adventure. So somebody actually caught that snake and sold it. Don't like keeping snakes or other pets in the inventories. So there she goes. Meryl is going to go and look for an adventure.
Narbucci, Garba Niba Zao!
Pomegranate farmer. Yes, well, she needs to go and start gardening. There are pomegranates growing in various locations throughout Egypt. The most promising location is this little farm, which has several pomegranate trees. So I'll send her there first. Considering they're here for 3 days, if she harvests them straight away, she may get another crop, which could turn out to be of the required quality. Sometimes it is, but not often. And there are other places around town where she'll find pomegranate trees growing. So here's Craig heading off to report in. I'm taking a chance here. There is a lot of music and noise going on next door, and it's coming in through my window quite loudly. And it's very hot, so I'm not shutting the window. I don't think it will actually stop the noise. It's just canned music, I think, off the CD or radio, so hopefully it won't come through. Yeah, that instance of him sitting down there and charming a snake, the second he stops doing a set action, is really annoying. Because once he starts that action, you can't stop him. And it takes a long time. Well, he's found a bird. So get him to catch that.
Where you boys go?
I think that's a roller. A scarlet crested roller or something. Whatever. He's got a bird anyway. A lilac breasted roller. Now he can continue on his way to find or to report in. Has he found the... No, he hasn't. He's going to go and find this now, the alabaster. He won't be able to get those 2 pieces that are up the hill. They're out of reach. Tell him to collect a few pieces. Hopefully he'll get enough. And then I might get Muriel to go get the rest since she can't find her beetles. But I will send her on a beetle quest, because there's a few tombs she can go into where you can usually find beetles. So he's found enough alabaster now he can report in and deliver it to whatever her name is, Salah Camel, because she wants it to be able to make some jewellery. He's going to find one more piece before he reports in. I guess we're getting to see a little bit of Egypt. You see those 2 pieces are still left behind there, the 2 pieces that are on the right hand side on the top there. They're the 2 bits that were halfway up the hill. You couldn't get to them. There's a few pieces lying around the Sphinx, but I think I will send Muriel to get those ones. She might as well look for treasure. She can't do much to go through her beetle quest. They're scarab beetles, that's right. Yeah, she's got to find 4 scarab beetles. They're hard enough to find at any time, but I don't think I saw a single insect at any stage during this visit to Egypt. Fortunately, once they get home, I'm recording from old saves and just trying to get a better recording of them doing the various tombs, because people are enjoying actually going through the tombs. And also you're getting some of the sounds from the game in the recording as well. So Craig is reporting in to sell a camel with his alabaster, which has given him another little adventure. Teach him to cook. I have another idea to aid my friend in love. I found this instructional book for preparing romantic foods, but my friend simply refuses to read it. Could you read this book and then go over the highlights with him? Objective: read book and teach Ahmed Diab about it to earn some visa points. Now, visa points are useful, much more useful to them than money, because they've got lots of money already. So apparently Craig is going to stand there and read the book. So we'll go off and investigate other things while he reads that book. Looks like it might take him a while. So we've got Muriel. She's off looking for scarab beetles. I think I might send her down into that little tomb because we haven't been down into it yet. We've been to it and seen the steps. This is, I've forgotten its name now, but it's that tiny little tomb. She can go there and dig, and then she can go down into it and see if she can find scarab beetles, because there often are scarab beetles in this tomb. It's about the size of a Sims bedroom, so, and a small bedroom at that. There's nothing much, there's not room for much in there. See what I mean? Very little. Karnak, I think it is, the Temple of Karnak. So she's going to get a pile of ancient coins. There is a floor switch that she can research in, and a treasure chest. But the beetles are missing. Get a bit of a view of the Sphinx behind him from that angle. So Craig's still reading the book. Don't know who this is. She's come to visit by the look of it. Wondering who that strange man is standing there reading a book. She doesn't last long. She takes off again straight away. Maybe there's nobody home at the moment. Now, Meryl is looking for pomegranate trees, and she's found one here. She can come here and harvest whatever's there to be harvested. Once you click on something in a garden they have to harvest, they'll harvest everything, but I think that pomegranate tree was mature, so she won't be able to get any pomegranates off it. It's what you call clutching at straws. It's definitely the best idea is to grow pomegranates back at home, fertilise them, guard them well, and when you're picking good ones, put them in your Sims inventory before they head off to any of the World Adventure worlds, because they can get this thing to deliver pomegranates at any stage. And it can be quite frustrating if you're on a long quest. I mean, you're there for, say, 8 or 9 or 10 days, and they don't own their own home, so you can't plant pomegranates yourself. And you're just stuck there running around trying to find pomegranates of the quality. It's a bit frustrating after a while. If you cancel it, you're just going to get it again and again and again, because it's a repeatable one. So there's some Sims having a lovely little swim in the marketplace pool. Meryl's found some more pomegranate trees that she could harvest. I think that's the house that Craig was reporting into when he was doing his original long chain of adventures way back. I think we'll leave Meryl there and go back and check on Craig. He's getting through that book. He hasn't died of sunstroke yet. I always find it a bit annoying when a sim is standing in the shade and they get just as hot as if they were standing out in the full sun. So we'll go and see what Muriel is up to now. She's just about at the temple. Temple of Karnak. It's a tiny little tomb. I guess it's all in ruins. Maybe all the rest of the temple's still all crashed and hasn't been excavated yet. Maybe it's all caved in and you can only get into this little bit. She's found the steps. There's still no beetles there. They're normally, now that we've turned around, on the floor near that hole in the floor, on that sand that's there near between the steps and the hole on the floor. There's usually beetles crawling around there, and they often are the beetles she's looking for, but those also can be ladybugs or anything. But she wants scarab beetles. They're very valuable. They're from Egypt and they can be hard to find. Even when they are spawning, you'll often only get a couple. Like she got 2 on a previous trip to Egypt, but she couldn't find the other 2. So they don't spawn often. But this is a place where you can find them and they don't show up. Or they might show up from the sky. You know how you can see where the beetles are that they've got an adventure for? And the map tags. Now that pyramid in the distance there, it looks quite large. Oh, this is me just having a look at the sunset. I just thought it was beautiful. So, and that must be the big pyramid. The one to its left is quite large. It's the pyramid of the wind, I think. Yes, Pyramid of the Wind. And it has got a small tomb in it. And it's not part of any adventure. And there's often beetles in there on the floor. And next door just turned their music up about 10 decibels. It's blasting through my earphones. So we're going to send Muriel, when she's finished with the tomb that she's in now, I'll send Muriel into the Pyramid of the Wind. And she won't actually complete it because I got distracted and went off somewhere else while she was in there, and then she went back to base camp. But we can send her back into it at some other stage. I actually had a sky like that at my place last night, but I think our sky might have been a little bit more orange. But it was a beautiful sunset. Ah, there's a unicorn over there in the distance. Maybe we should go check that out. Here it is at the waterhole. Looks like one of the Egyptians is there as well. The unicorns in my games that I'm recording all seem to be black, and they only come out at night. That's so hard to see them. I just wish that we'd have white unicorns so I could film them and they'd be obvious. The unicorns and some wild horses. They often find the unicorns around the various waterholes at night. fish jumping. That's the unicorn's cloud of light. You always know where the unicorn is. You can see that light glowing in the sky. Now we've got to get Muriel into that pyramid so she can look for beetles. Craig, what's he doing? He's got to teach. He must have finished reading the book, so now he's going to go and teach him to cook. Hear his feet patting along on the ground there as he runs. Just hope it's drowning out the music from next door. That is commercial music, which I don't want on here at all. So I hope it is not coming through. If it is, I'll have to record it all again. So he's found this guy that he's got to report into, and he is going to then give him another adventure. The key to her heart. You have read the book, so you know how worthless it is. Anyway, while Isla Paradiso has been wasting our time, I've been doing some digging and found out that one of Queen Hatshepsut's secret lairs is beneath one of the houses in this very town. You should go and check it out for the clues. Objective: enter the secret hideout of Queen Hatshepsut, recover anything of use there, and return to Isla Paradiso for some visa points and simoleons. And while Craig is doing that, we've got Muriel running off from the temple that she's been searching in, the ruins at Karnak, and she's heading now for that pyramid you can see. It's one of the smaller pyramids of the group of three, which includes the Great Pyramid. On the other side of it is the Pyramid of the Burning Sands, and on this one you can see now is the Pyramid of the Wind. When she gets there, she'll open it up and go inside and start searching for scarab beetles. So there she is, inspecting the door to open it up and get in. There's nothing much in there. I think if you had to do that particular tomb, it'd probably take you about 5 minutes of game time. Unless they take a really long time to search in the holes in the floor and in the wall and clear a rubble pile. There's one hole in the floor, one hole in the wall, and one rubble pile. Plus a little bit of looking around. It's not as small as the ruins of Karnak. But when she gets in here, there should be beetles crawling around everywhere, but there's none. So there's something wrong with this save on this occasion. So all she can do is look for treasure. So we'll stay with her for a few minutes while she looks for a few items. A bit of copper out of that one by the look of it. Go to that hole in the floor. I think it's a switch that opens up some steps that are on the floor behind her. We don't get to go down into those steps at this point because for some reason I left her here and she went back to base camp, and then we ran out of time. There's probably some food or something or some sort of treasure in that hole in the wall. That is actually right up against the back of the pyramid. If you looked on the other side of that wall, it's just sand from outside the pyramid. There's the rubble pile that she needs to clear. And there's usually so many scarab beetles and other beetles here. There's nothing today. We forgot Pangu's axe, so it's a hard job. She's got to clear this all on her own with the work with the mattock or whatever it is that she's using. When they go home, they'll have to get it from Judy, because I'll send these three off together again. Or at least Craig and Muriel will go together again. So she can go downstairs to those. They're the original steps, the ones I said that we weren't going to go down into. But we are going down into them. See, I don't remember what I did. That's it. She's going to get a crescent keystone and some alabaster. Looks like it's pear cut alabaster. No beetles, but there aren't usually beetles down in this one. This part of the tomb is about as big as what the tomb that you get back at the ruins of Karnak. The side does look forlornly for hidden doors, but there aren't any. Now she can go over to the other set of steps. Yes, I remembered this one. She's got to collect a few things and search in that interesting looking sarcophagus. I think I cut a significant amount of digging out of this. At least there doesn't seem to be a mummy in it. But it slams shut on her, traps her inside. Now when it does that, I always make them go back again, because I find there's often really good treasure in there. So she can go back and have another go. Even if they're a cowardly sim and they are too frightened to go back in for ages, I'll make them go back in. It's unusual to get caught in there twice. Maybe it's because she went off to pick up that thing that she found underneath the rubble pile. She's got a relic. Looks like she didn't find much at all. Not to worry, she's tired. She needs to go back to base camp and sleep, which is where she is. That's probably why we didn't get to the third set of steps, which are behind that rubble pile that we saw her clearing the first. It was covering up the archway into a little room that's hiding a set of steps. We'll go into that next episode. Craig's going to, snake charming in the 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a great idea, Craig. And that's the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next episode. Thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.